So we're back again with another SUPboarder how-to video series, and this time we're going to be looking at racing techniques. Now, getting a good start is halfway to winning the race, and being first off the line not only gives you the good flat water out in front of you, and it also puts you in a good mindset for the rest of the race. It also allows you to set the control of the pace and saves you having to paddle twice as hard to claw your way back through the pack later on in the race. So to ensure you get a good start off the start line, we caught up with Ben Fisher, who's one of the best starters in the business and also the 2017 Naish N1SCO Champion, to give us some tips from the top on racing techniques. So firstly, make sure you're on the start line, not over it and not behind it. You may need to take into account tide flow or wind if there is any, and a bit of work might be needed to paddle or scull your way to keep yourself in a good position on the line. You also might find a slight benefit when you start slightly side on your board to give you an extra stroke paddling on your preferred side. On the go, start to build up your sprint speed. Within 2 to 3 strokes, you're going to be hitting your flat out speed. It is important to build the tempo up. Do not go straight into your sprint speed. Paddling flat out is not efficient at propelling you or your board forward off the line. It just results in turbulent water and an inefficient release of the blade. Once you're at your full sprint speed, you want to maintain it for as long as you can. If possible, ideally 100 to 200 meters, but this is not as easy as it sounds. It is tough going. This first few hundred meters is where you should be trying to get into a train and benefit from the draft of other paddlers. Doing work early on in the race is much easier than trying to chase somebody down at a later part of the race. So, paddling flat out. This refers to the fastest reps you can manage whilst maintaining a good paddle technique. Paddle technique is a whole topic in itself, but ideally with sprints you want to be entering the water early and exiting early, therefore shorter strokes compared to what you would be doing when you're cruising. You should be aiming for your paddle reps, or cadence as it's often called, to be around 80 to 100 a minute if you can. There may be some benefit to the speed and cadence if you drop your hand off the grip. This allows you to get the paddle out of the water quicker without it catching. This will mean shorter strokes, however faster reps, and therefore faster and more effective paddling over a shorter distance. But a word of caution when using this technique for prolonged periods, as it does put pressure on your lower back, which can cause lasting damage. It is important to consider your posture at all times when you're paddling. Also, as with all sporting activities, it's worth taking your time to stretch and do some fast paddling before the start to warm your muscles up prior to taking to the sprint. This is basic sport stuff, but you'll be surprised how many people just roll straight into the start and do a highly energetic pace with no warm-up. Your body and performance will suffer for this for sure. So make sure you get on the water with plenty of time before the start to give your muscles a chance to warm up. So if you're new to racing or you've done a few but you found yourself at the back of the pack off the start line, give these tips a go from Ben Fisher and see if it improves your racing starts. Keep an eye out for the other videos in the series when we catch up with Ben again, and we're going to talk about general race pace, buoy turns and paddling in unstable and choppy conditions. Then you'll be ready to charge this summer for the race season.